love it. Da! Ha! Yes. Hey everyone, Laura Cameron-Stedman here. I have a story for you today. When I was in uni, now I didn't go to university till I was 29, and everybody in my class was 19. But my background, I used to be incredibly shy. Incredibly shy. If somebody talked to me, my face would turn red. And I never felt like I could, speak to people, or I always felt like I was just a huge loser. And that was also, part of my upbringing. But it was, anyway, that's another story. But I was incredibly shy. And when I went to uni at 29, I actually enrolled in theater school to be a stagecraft student, so behind the scenes. And it was a very small school. It wasn't that small, but our class was really small, and I was actually the only student in stagecraft, which, thinking back on it, I probably should have done it, because can you imagine the education I would have had, the only person in a class. Anyways, but I switched to acting, which is really funny because I was really bad at it. And I could have been really good at stagecraft. Instead, I took acting, where I was the ugly duckling I was a fish out of water in that class. Anyway, in my first year of university, I was in the theater history class, first year theater history class. And we didn't really know each other all that well, everyone in my class. And there was a session, we were doing a class, and one of my classmates put her hand up and said, she was like, "Who's Stalin?" And everybody laughed, and because it was, who's Stalin, right? Anyway, everybody laughed about it. And she looked around, she just went, "You know what? I pay just as much to be here as anybody else, and if I don't know something, I don't care. I will ask the question." And that was kind of, hi Holly, sorry, I know I tell the story all the time, but it was kind of a big moment for me, because I really took what she had said to heart, and she really didn't care what people thought of her. She just was like, I've just as much right to ask questions. I have just as much right. Sorry, it's really windy and I'm just holding my camera tripod because it's gonna fall. I hope not. But anyway, I have just as much right to be here as anybody else. And if I have a question, I'm gonna ask it, because I'm paying just as much to be here as anybody else. And that just that's really stuck with me. Since that day, that's really stuck with me. And because of that, I've been able to speak up in times when I probably wouldn't have it before that. I worked on cruise ships for a long time, and speaking up in training sessions and asking questions, or just in general, asking questions in general in life, not worried about looking stupid. It was a really good lesson. So it was funny. Everybody laughed about it, but I think everybody really admired her for doing that, and for being unafraid to look silly in front of other people. And I think that's a good lesson for all of us. So when you get that feeling, when you actually want to ask a question, but you're worried you're going to look silly, ask it. And don't worry about looking silly, because most of the time when we have questions, other people do too. So be the brave person, and be the person that people will actually, look up to. And you can change somebody's life by a simple thing like that, by just leading by example, and not being afraid to make a fool of yourself I think that's really great, and we should strive to do that more. I think we worry too much about those things. It's only a little thing, and it only takes a second, but it is actually really good for confidence, and just good for building up that muscle, that not worrying about what people think muscle. So yes, if you have a question and you think it's really dumb, ask it anyway. So I would love to hear about I'd love to hear about your experiences with that. Go to the Facebook group and leave some comments if you would like, and we'll either have a good laugh or not have a good laugh. But why did I say that? No. Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. So send me something, send me an email, and I will put some up so that people can see and be inspired. Thanks. Anyway, Laura Cameron-Stedman, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. It's a short one, but sweet, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.